Thank you very much. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show, live from Uptown Bill's Coffee House, which is right above PATV. And this is a live show, goes on every Tuesday. But once a month, we come up here to the Coffee House and do a live program on stage. And with me, I have a string band, and I've been wanting to call them the fretful sextet. Sextet. We need a seventh person so it could be a septet and not be so controversial. But the fretful. Anyway, but yeah. So we're gonna play a bunch of music for you today. And so if you are in town somewhere near South Dubuque Street, where Uptown Bill's Coffee House is, you come right on down. If it's Friday night, I'm sorry you missed it. You're watching the rerun. But this is Tuesday night. Okay. So let's do Star of the County Down. Everybody ready? Thank you. That's right. I love that song. I will say one of my benefactors, in the Tuscan Moon in Kelowna, hates that song. That's one she says, never play that song. I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'll do a dill pickle rag there? Okay. I'd get right on that mic if I were you. Because you are, mandolin players get to be the prima donnas. I want to explain something. These are, I don't know if I'm violating confidence, but these people, they all take lessons from me. I'm trying to weather them and give them a callus around their heart, you know. I'm sorry, but what's happening here, and we're going to maybe talk about this more, is that people are starting to get a little bit, I'm not supposed to say promiscuous, well, see, Ed, I'm going to violate, Ed bought a guitar. See, Ed, Ed was my example of somebody who bought a Gibson mandolin and didn't need anything else. It was fine for life. And then he started getting itchy. So he has a hollow body electric guitar. Dave here has gone off the deep end. We call him Banjo Dave because he plays a banjo, and he got a really nice banjo, and that'd be like all he'd ever need. But then he got a guitar, and then he got a bass guitar, and then he got another guitar, and then he got another guitar, I think.
Banjolele.
Yeah, banjolele. So he's one of our we're gonna have a ukulele show someday, and Ed and I, or Dave and I, we have a banjolele duet we're gonna do someday. Yeah. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. So, but what we're gonna do? What was the song we were gonna do? Wabash Cannonball as a banjolele duet. Yeah. But now he has a Stratocaster and a Telecaster, and now he was talking about, like, I know your wife's sitting here, but he was, I guess he was hanging around a music shop and he saw a Martin, you know, and that's how it goes, you know. But and then Joey here, I mean, you know, she's an accordion player and among other things, but you got the melodica now, so. And then Matt here, okay, he was a guitar player, but then he saw the ukulele, and then one thing led to another, and now he's a ukulele player also. So Donna only has the one uke. So, but this is happening a lot. And I will say, one of my classical guitar students came in the other day, 15 minutes late for his lesson, holding a banjo. So, and I think it's all my fault, so I'm sorry. Okay, well, here, yeah, it's just true. I mean, humor is based on tragedy. Okay, all right. So,
we'll keep taking lessons for a long time.
If you bring a trombone, you're on your own, man. I can't help you.
How about trumpet?
Well, yeah, what are you? That was a dill pickle rag. We're going to have Craig come here and read something for us.
Well, I couldn't have asked for a better introduction. So my essay is about musical instrument hoarding, and so Tom I think gave the perfect introduction there. So as I was writing this, I wanted to use a concrete example, but yet a fictional one, and I tried to think of a musical instrument that is somewhat obscure, but sounds funny, and would sound funny thinking about somebody hoarding it. So, a mental disease that previously had no name is now the subject of at least 3 reality TV series. It's called hoarding, and you may have heard of it. This behavior existed for a long time, but has received more publicity recently, and now some of its sufferers are an entertainment source. People who are hoarders have an excessive amount of personal items, so much that their houses or apartments become unlivable. Some people featured on these hoarding TV shows see themselves as collectors. They're hobbyists, in their eyes, continuously adding to their collections. This brings up a relevant question. What is the line between collecting and hoarding? When does a collection become excessive and an obsession leading to compulsive behavior? Hoarders collect all kinds of household items: dolls, pots and pans, lamps, and musical instruments. It's this last item on which I will focus. When does collecting become hoarding? Is it buying that 19th piccolo because you just have to have it? When do your family and friends start to notice this behavior? The American Psychiatric Association compiles diagnosis and their criteria into the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, commonly known as the DSM-4, meaning it's the 4th edition. The DSM-5 is slated to be published next year, and hoarding disorder may be included as a separate diagnosis. Before that, I will offer my own tongue-in-cheek diagnostic criteria for musical instrument hoarding. My disclaimer, I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or counselor. This criteria is not meant to be a real diagnostic tool. For illustration purposes, we'll call our hoarder Mr. P, and he has an extensive collection of piccolos. To decide if Mr. P is a hoarder, it's helpful to look at the hallmarks of the musical instrument hoarding disease. Recurrent and persistent thoughts about piccolos. In layman's terms, Mr. P can't stop thinking about piccolos. He dreams about piccolos. When awake, he sees piccolos' shapes where there are none. When Mr. P hears music, he focuses on the piccolo part or thinks, this Miley Cyrus song would be so much better with a piccolo part. Mr. P may attempt to ignore or suppress obsessive thoughts or neutralize them with some other thoughts. For example, instead of piccolos, Mr. P thinks about Midnight in Paris, the movie he saw last week. It was directed by Woody Allen. Wait, isn't Woody a clarinet player? A clarinet is in the woodwind instrument family, and so is the piccolo. Okay, so that's not working. Maybe I'll go outside and pick some strawberries. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I better get something to kneel on because the berries grow close to the ground, and I'll have to pick so low. Pick so low. Piccolo. Uh-oh. So you see how all roads can lead back to the obsession. Compulsion is the other half of the diagnosis, which is repetitive behavior. Mr. P researches piccolos on the internet. He looks for piccolos in music shops, pawn shops, and secondhand stores for any piccolo regardless of the condition. In a weak moment, he may go to a concert and think about dating a piccolo player just to get close to their instrument. Mr. P may try to conceal his compulsion by hiding his piccolos or renting a storage space to keep the collection out of sight. He may lie to a spouse or family about excessive money spent. Oh no, I didn't buy another piccolo. I bought some OxyContin from our neighbor's grandma. No, I wasn't looking at the Craigslist musical instruments for sale page. I was looking at the adult connection section. So once Mr. P recognizes he has a problem, often step 1 in a multi-step treatment program, what does he do? If the hoarder is a publicity hound, you could call one of the hoarding shows, but probably the person will seek professional help, which may include an intervention and counseling. Behavior modification may include selling or giving away part of the piccolo collection, not listening to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and not going to see Bizet's opera Carmen. If Mr. P persists, he may be able to lead a fairly normal life. And when he hears a Miley Cyrus song, he'll think, no, this doesn't need a piccolo part. Other qualities, yes, but no piccolos needed.
You should step up a little more there, since you are a star.
Well, yeah, it is.
Well,
No, I think
it's
you're
got
leading
his.
off, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who's leading off on this?
I got you.
Oh, well, it's got his one. I'll get right there. I'll get right there. If I were you ready?
Me and then you?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Okay, 4, 5, 6. In the words of Curly Howard, hoarders is hoarders. I usually quote Bob Dylan, but anyway. So, I mean, it's all good. I mean, you know, I figure I can stop anytime I want. And, there aren't any calories or toxins involved. You do get calluses on your fingers, though. So, we got the Donna, Ed, Donna. Am I playing a solo on this one?
Donna, Ed, Tom, Ed.
Donna, Ed, Tom, Ed. So Donna, Ed, Tom, Ed. I'm after Ed. Thank you. All right.
Ed, Tom, Ed, okay.
All right. So this is Black and Blue. And buckle my shoe. I like that mandolin. Ed keeps going off to Jamaica and things like that, and leaving us alone, you know, but it's good to have you here there.
I'm looking to buy a mandolin in Jamaica. I just haven't found it.
You gonna buy one? All right. What's next?
After you've gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Three stuff? Yeah, all right.
So I'm after Dave.
Dave's first. Okay, Dave, you get right on that mic and be proud. He's a banjo player. I mean, you know. I am too. I understand what it's like.
Is it stage level?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. You know they call it a banjo because that's what it sounds like. What did the banjo player get on his IQ test? Barbecue sauce. I don't know. I've got a couple banjos at home. I'm sorry. One more to banjo, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, man.
What's the difference between a banjo and a trampoline? You take your boots off before you jump on a trampoline. I've got a couple banjos and a couple pairs of overalls at home, so I'm not, you know, I'm not making fun of somebody that I, you know, he's a in some ways Dave is like a brother to me, so. All right, I'm sorry. Where were we? Oh yeah. Why don't you count to 4?
1, 2, 3, 4.
The other big thrill is that we have Donna here playing a lead on the ukulele. And you don't often hear a lead on ukulele, but you hear it more often now, since Donna's been doing it. Oh, sorry, you got it out of your way.
I'm going to.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm playing that. What's the next song again?
We're really hitting these segues. I'm going to talk about something that Tom referred to earlier. But before that, I just wanted to say a little something. Today is my dad's birthday. I'd like to wish John Jarvie happy 70th birthday. Right now he's in Austin, Texas. Thanks. Right now he's in Austin, Texas with my mom, where they've spent what's left of the winter and early spring. My dad showed me the joys of diversity and importance of recognizing and respecting differences. This lesson was learned by living in and traveling to many different places. So thank you, Dad, for all the life lessons. Because my essay is about variety is the orchestra of life. Diversity is a term and idea that is both embraced and maligned. In many ways, diversity strengthens the group as a whole, in nature, in society, and in music. When diversity is mentioned, many people think of ethnicity or race, but variety exists in many realms. When musical instruments are played together, they can create something beautiful. I emphasize can because merely having many musical instruments play at once isn't necessarily pleasing to hear. Yes, there is variety, but each instrument plays a crucial and often individual role in the creation. By itself, each part is merely okay, but together they blend and create something unique. This may seem obvious, but this lesson can be applied to other situations, in a community, at work, or in a common interest group, like a book club or a Sierra Club. The musical equivalent of a common interest group is one that plays a single type of instrument or instrument family. For example, I attended the saxophone extravaganza last Saturday, where both classical and jazz music was played by a band comprised almost exclusively of saxophones. There were saxophones of all varieties, the common alto and tenor, but also baritone, bass, and soprano saxophones. So when you're in a town or group that may seem homogeneous, scratch the surface and you'll find differences. And through these differences, there can be combined strength. In the string band, all the instruments have strings, stating the obvious, but each one has a different sound and part to contribute. It's natural to think some parts are more important than others, but if any of the instruments are missing, the song's just not the same. Some individual players may have aspirations to play a different part. Sorry. Like when I saw Keith Grimwood of Trout Fishing in America perform "The Day the Bass Players Took Over the World." It speaks to the desire of some members to break out from the group. When the U.S. Mint released quarters for each state, Tennessee, with its rich musical heritage, chose to represent itself with musical instruments. On the Tennessee quarter, released in 2002, there is a guitar, a fiddle or violin, and a trumpet. What's missing? A stringed instrument often associated with country music. The banjo. Yeah. An important part of its musical history, but not recognized on the Tennessee quarter. The omission was justified thusly. The three instruments represent three regions and musical styles of Tennessee. The guitar, representing Middle Tennessee or Nashville for country and western. The fiddle for Eastern Tennessee, bluegrass music. The trumpet representing blues and jazz, embodied by Western Tennessee and Memphis. Each musical instrument and person makes a contribution to a song and to society. Though each role may be different, they all are important.
All right, sleepwalk. We're going to have Dave on his electric guitar. Yeah.
How much song should I
Okay.
do? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I'm ready. I take. Want me first?
I was, it doesn't
You
matter.
go first.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like 1, 2. It's okay. We're going to do 2 minutes. Yeah, we do once through there, and then the
Joey
chorus,
David.
and then then you come in, right? That's where we rehearsed, isn't it?
I don't remember once, but
Boom, boom. And then right there. See? Right?
Okay.
Okay, ready? Let's go now. That was great. Good, clean fun. What's it, Hawaii 5-0? Is that what's next?
I think so.
We're doing Hawaii 5-0. Is somebody going to read? Skupinski, are you going to read something?
I can whenever you want.
Well, why don't you come up right away and read something, like right now?
You'll be able to fit all your music in?
We'll try. We'll play real fast.
I don't want to jip you of any time here. These are short. These are a couple of more Robert Frost poems. By the way, I enjoyed what you just did. That's always been one of my favorite songs from that era, and each of you did nicely on your solos, and I'd never heard it with accordion before. It was great. It was perfect. It reminded me of the Harmonica Cats a little bit. Remember the Harmonica Cats?
Harmonica Cats, yeah.
Something they would do, a harmonica group that would play a lot of popular music. So, but yeah, that was very nice. I enjoyed it. Anyway, these are the two short Robert Frost poems that I wasn't able to read a month ago. We didn't have time, so I picked two that week, and I'll do the other two. And these are about the importance of communication, especially among friends, but among anybody. And I like Robert Frost. I think, isn't he the one who also has the line about good fences, good neighbors make, something along that lines. So it's a measured balance. There are times that it's important to disclose. There are times important to be reserved or contain ourselves. And I think he had the right balance. These two short poems speak to the importance of self-disclosure and communication. And this first one, I don't have the title on it, but I've got the text here. So he's basically talking about the superficial chatter that we usually passes for our social interactions, but he also calls upon us to speak more deeply and speak the truth about ourselves too from time to time. We make ourselves a place apart behind light words that tease and flout, but oh, the agitated heart till someone find us really out. 'Tis pity if the case require, or so we say, that in the end we speak the literal to inspire the understanding of a friend. But so with all, from babies that play at hide and seek to God afar, so all who hide too well away must speak and tell us where they are. So that's the first one. And of course that applies for Robert Frost. And this other one is called A Time to Talk. When a friend calls to me from the road and slows his horse to a meaning walk, I don't stand still and look around on all the hills I haven't hoed and shout from where I am, what is it? No, not as there is a time to talk. I thrust my hoe in the mellow ground, blade end up and 5 feet tall and plod. I go up to the stone wall for a friendly visit.
I don't know who's the solo. Who's taking the solo? Ed, Tom. Okay, Ed, Tom. And, I just have to go after Ed, and that's all I have to worry about, right? Okay, all right. So, all right. You're first.
And then you, and then we're done.
And then it's
Tom, Joey, Donna, Ed.
yeah. You're after Donna.
I'm after Donna.
You get to double dip. See, mandolin players get to be like the prima donna. Now this is Donna. She's the ultimate Donna, but the mandolin player gets to be the prima donna in the string band. It happens every time, unless you have a fiddle, and then that's then we all know that.
That's only at your insistence.
That's right. I too am a mandolin player, and although never mind, I'm not gonna. Okay, well let's do this. Hawaii 5-0. Okay. How fast do you want to go? You start, and I'll just
You're
follow
asking
you.
me.
Well, I'll just go. Tom, young Tom, you want to? We try to find time for Tom to read, and I've blown him off so many times, you know, but he keeps coming back. Oh, I know, you work here, you can't leave. Okay, I get you, all right. So, yeah. Mosey on up that microphone, everybody make way. Make way. All right.
Oh, the center mic. I guess Tom's get to use this one, right?
That's right.
I wanted to talk about streetcars. We're in between two of the major rail lines in the area here at Uptown Bills and PATV. A few feet outside the door behind us is the old streetcar line, the Crandick line, and there's one train that runs by each day now, about noon, and then half a block to the north of us is the railroad line that's proposed for the train to Chicago. And every time a train comes by, we imagine a passenger train stopping there. There was one last summer, a special train, and it stopped, and Hy-Vee came and delivered boxed lunches to the people on the train. So we'd like to see streetcars come back. In fact, we think that would be the best thing for our neighborhood, better than any new buildings, better than improving streets. Bring back streetcars and trains. Our city, like so many others, is based on the principle of auto mobility, making it easy for cars to get around. But that's not the only way that people get around or want to get around. Wouldn't a streetcar line on Dubuque Street be a great idea? Streetcars are making a comeback all around the country. Minneapolis has a line from downtown to the airport, and is thinking of another one to downtown St. Paul. San Diego has a line from its downtown to the Mexican border. And San Jose has several lines which crisscross the Santa Clara Valley. I wrote a column 10 years ago for the Gazette proposing a light rail line along Interstate 380 in the median. That line could follow the Crandick tracks from here over to 380 and then go north to Cedar Rapids. There was streetcar service once. If you're old enough, you might remember. The Cedar Rapids and Iowa City Railway and Light Company started interurban train service in 1904. It was part of a remarkable network of streetcar lines all over the country. Most of those lines have disappeared as automobiles took over the streets. Passenger service ended on the Cedar Rapids to Iowa City line in 1953. But Crandick has survived as a short line freight railroad. And every time that train goes by, about 12:15 each day, I think about that could be the streetcar. Opponents of light rail argue it won't work because of the low density urban sprawl, which is the dominant pattern of development in our area. But many California cities, long associated with urban sprawl, have invested in light rail. San Jose is a good example. It now has light rail service that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, on several different lines. I remember meeting the county supervisor there, Rod Dearden, when he first proposed streetcar service. I thought he was living in a fantasy land, and now I can see what it might look like. We could start with a streetcar line beginning right from the historic train station. That's the station where passenger trains would stop on the way to Chicago, and then we could revive the passenger rail service as well. The streetcars could use the Crandick tracks, and the passenger trains could run on the tracks just a half block north of Bills and PATV. Those aren't really difficult steps to take. They require some money, but the tracks are there, and it sure would enhance what the city calls the River Crossings District. And we could be the inspiration for other cities, including Des Moines, Council Bluffs, and Sioux City. Thank you.
It's a wonderful neighborhood here. We have the coffee house for live music, and we have the television station downstairs, and there's a recording studio right down the street between the railroad tracks. So it's anyway. Well, let's do one here. I'm going to sing on this one, so you can. This is how you get everybody to leave early. But, this is a song I kind of like. I was a music teacher in an elementary school some years ago, and I made up a couple extra verses to this song. And one's about drinking too much coffee for mandolin players. And I was told that was drinking too much coffee was controversial, and children shouldn't be exposed to drug abuse. And the other one's about peanut butter. But let's just do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's a man who leads a life of danger. Everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. And every move he makes, another chance he takes. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. I couldn't remember the words, not the real ones. Beware of pretty faces you might find. A pretty face might hide an evil mind. Be careful what you say, don't give yourself away. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. They're giving you a number and they're taking away your name. Take it, Tom. Sunning on the Riviera one day and bleeding in a Bombay alley the next day. Don't let the wrong word slip while kissing persuasive lips. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. They're giving you a number and they're taking away your name. There's a man who loves his peanut butter, but when he tries to speak, he tends to mutter. Don't you know your diction's headed south, with it stuck to the roof of your mouth, and we can't make out the words he fails to utter. Peanut butter man, peanut butter man, you're trying to tell us something, but we don't know what it is. There's a man who's highly caffeinated. Everything he drinks is percolated. He'll play a tremolo or trill, trying to hold his plectrum still. Odds are accuracy he feels is overrated. Caffeinated man, caffeinated man. You haven't slept since Thursday. Perhaps you should lie down. Sorry. Accuracy he feels is overrated, but that wasn't about Ed, it was about another mandolin player. I promise. You don't drink that much coffee, do you, Ed?
Not too much.
Yeah? But that's my my little joke for mandolin players. So they have to play. Well, show them a tremolo. Play a tremolo for us. Yeah. You had to move your pick really fast, you know. So I say drink about 4 cups of coffee the way I like it, and just try to hold the thing still. Well, we're about like a minute and a half left, aren't we? Okay. Well, so this show goes on. Tom's Guitar Show is every Tuesday at 6. We do about 50 shows a year. We come up here once a month, so we'll be here at the end of April, I suppose. When, if you'll have us there, Tom. Okay. Well, probably won't be this band, but I'd say give a hand to this band here. These are, that's right. And, I hope we play a lot more gigs. I think the next one you ought to do is like about 3 hours long, you know? See if they hold up through it. About 4 sets in a bar. Lots of coffee. Well, thanks for having us. Should show you guys how to play this song so we can all play together. It's too late now, isn't it? It's A, C sharp minor 7, A, B7, and E.